Let me first of all say the conference was a success. Among the conference decisions, the Copenhagen Accord marks a significant step forward. First, it commits countries to work to limit global temperature rise to below 2 degrees Celsius. It also says that they will review this commitment in 2015 to take account of new scientific evidence. I understand that the IPCC is going to, they will try to release their 5th assessment report in 2014. I believe this accord represents almost all member states of the country's positions. Of course, I understand that all the elements does not meet the full satisfaction of all the countries. But we didn't expect that we would be able to have this legally binding treaty satisfying all the elements and to all the member states. But I think we did get what we need to make this process move on.
Given the fact that we were approaching Copenhagen with a great deal of some quarters say pessimism because of the obvious differences that still exist as we approach Copenhagen, but in the final analysis, though the outcome wasn't as optimum as we had all wished, nonetheless we had made sufficient progress, we think, to have a good sound launch pad for the 2010. And of course, for the 2010, we need to work extremely diligently so we can have a legally binding treaty by the middle of next year, hopefully.
We won't know exactly how many people sign on to that political agreement until governments have a chance to literally sign on to it. If you take their public statements, you can say this political agreement that was hashed out under intense negotiating circumstances does have a broad base of support, but the exact numbers and nature of that support won't be known until they actually take action. Is it a failure for the Secretary General? Quite the opposite. There would not have been a consensus resolution to put this before all the member governments had the Secretary General not directly intervened in the closing plenary. Just to be clear on this,
we've been saying, Secretary General has been saying for over a year that we need very strong political guidance from the highest levels to the negotiations. And what we got in this accord is exactly that, without which the next step of making the legally binding treaty would not be possible. So we have an accord which has immediate follow-up, but at the same time it provides that guidance to the negotiators next year. So we actually got two things.